Top of the morning to you. Thought I'd get a stream in right quick. Some sports, talk some boxing. First, I'm gonna get to the Golden State Warriors. Man, if the Warriors still taking Boston lightly, they gonna end up losing this series. If they think what happened in Game 1 was a fluke, then they ain't a believer in Boston. Boston believes they could win this series. At the end of the day, if you look at these 3 games, none of these 3 games have been close. They have all been blowouts. And once again, I know this basketball stuff, contrary to what that baby animal looking cornball was saying, coming on my coming in my comment section trying to disrespect me with his bitch ass. But nevertheless, he's blocked. Distant memory. Fake pro, another fake pro black dude. But nevertheless, as far as the Golden State Warriors go, like I said, we really finna see what this Golden State Warriors team is made out of. Game 4 is the telltale tape of the Golden State Warriors. I don't think the Warriors are done. It's just that they just got a series on their hands. Boston is not finna give it to them. I think the Warriors thought this was the Cleveland. I think the Warriors, was still thinking that Game 1 was a fluke. And I think the Warriors think they playing the Cleveland Cavaliers, but they not. But I think the Warriors will be fine. I think the Warriors are gonna win Game 4, and then we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens in Game 5. But I think the Warriors will win Game 4. If they don't, then they don't deserve to win this series. That's just real talk. I'm still seeing some things that the Warriors are letting happen that shouldn't be happening. They still just be collapsed defense and still be giving up open shots. This is why a lot of people don't like zone defense. This is why people hate zone defense. Nah, I don't think the Warriors are done. I think they'll win Game 4. The people keep forgetting the Warriors can win on the road as well. I just think I think now that Boston ain't got the Warriors' attention now. I think, because to be honest with you, the Warriors have got embarrassed. And I think now that the Warriors know that Boston is there to win that series, and Boston believes that they could win this series. So now I think the Warriors is going to get it together. I think the Warriors are going to win game 5. Of course the league want these games to go 7 games. Logic, they lose money. It's already been revealed. Tim Donaghy already revealed that the league hates short series. They hate short series. They want these series to go at least 6 or 7 games. So, when is the next game? What, Saturday or Friday? When is Game 4? Friday or Saturday? Because it's kind of hard for me to keep up. But yeah, I think Boston finally got the Warriors' attention now, because they've been embarrassing the Warriors, and they should be embarrassed. And like I said, when you look at Steve Kerr, how he calls timeouts and how he doesn't do swaps at the right time, it's just a lot of question marks around Steve Kerr as a coach. You be like, man, come on, dude. I just don't like Steve Kerr as a coach. I really don't. I just think he a guy that came into a good situation and capitalized off of it and got all the credit. I just don't think Steve Kerr is that good of a coach. I really don't. I just think he a Larry Brown that happened to win 3 championships. Just like Larry Brown coached that Detroit Pistons team to the finals, Rick Carlisle would have won a championship. Rick Carlisle would have won with that Detroit Pistons team if he wouldn't have got fired. That's all I think Steve Curry is. He just was a guy that came in a good situation. Is Steve Kerr a coaching genius? Is he an offensive guru? Absolutely not. Because he ain't a good coach. That's why. He not a good coach. Well, hey, nobody can't question Stephen Curry in this series because Stephen Curry Stephen Curry did had a great series so far. He's averaging 29 points a game in this 29, 30 points a game in this final. So he's having a great series. And Draymond Green, before I get to boxing, I'm begging Draymond Green, could you please stop talking? I'm going to do a solo video about Draymond Green. Please stop talking, homeboy. If you only going to put up 2 points, you need to keep your mouth shut. You ain't in no position to say nothing about nobody, man. I'm Draymond, please be quiet. Stop talking. Please stop talking. You putting up 2 points, bro, you ain't. Yeah, triple single. Yeah, that's exactly, I mean, for real. Just please, bro, please stop talking. That's all I got to say, man. So that's all I got to say about that. But all right, anyway, speaking of the Bay Area, let me get to somebody else that was born in the Bay Area, now resides in Las Vegas, and that is Devin the Dream Haney. And once again, shout out to Devin the Dream Haney for going into hostile territory and silencing that crowd by basically just handing Kambosos a one-sided butt whooping. That he got working on this channel. And Jeff, if you hear this video or stream, I don't give a damn. That dude, man, because you would think it's his channel. You claim that it's your channel, but you be letting dude like run your channel, man. Talking about people was biased. That dude is a cornball. He a old geezer. He a cornball. Talking about that people was being biased towards George Campbell. Who was being biased? Bro, if you had won the fight, we would have said you won the fight. But you got you got shellacked in that fight, bro. One-sided fight. Like, bro, who like being biased? Like, for real, Jeff need to check that. And I don't care if you get mad, Jeff. For real, bro. Stop letting that dude disrespect you on your own platform, dude. Once again, anybody that, hey, bro, anybody that think Kambosos won that fight, man, put down the pipe and go to rehab. That's just real talk. Devin Haney had that crowd silenced. After the 5th round, they wasn't even cheering no more because it was such a one-sided fight. So at the end of the day, man, yeah, dude need to stop letting that dude like talk to him on his own platform. Dude is kind of suspect anyway. And you know what I mean by dude is kind of suspect. Dude is kind of suspect because he didn't say little slick stuff. You know, he didn't say little slick stuff on the channel, and he didn't say I done seen him say little slick stuff, you know, at fights. You know? So sitting up saying people was biased and he thought that Kambosos won that fight. Like I said, what are you on? What are you on? And then you got ESPN, you know, trying not to acknowledge Devin Haney as, you know, as undisputed. And this is why a lot of times brothers fall out with ESPN, because ESPN be. Look, I'm telling you this way, people can take. It ain't no way that Monster Inanu, I call it Inui, is in anybody's top. He shouldn't be in nobody's top 5 pound for pound. I'm sorry, not even close. He ain't in. He shouldn't be in no. You cannot rank that dude over Terrence Crawford or Errol Spence or Charlo. Like I said, he's good. He's good, but he still needs to do more. It's just so many people that you could put ahead of that dude, and we all know why ESPN is trying to put that dude in the top 10. We already know why. It's called anybody but a brother. And like I said, the dude is good, but I think to try to have this dude like arguably in top 5 and all that kind of stuff, that's absurd. And I'm sorry, I'm not finna sit up here and sugarcoat it. Now, if you want to have Shakur in the top 10 pound per pound, Arthur Beterbiev, Josh Taylor, I have no problem with that. Some people even have Tyson Fury, but me myself, I just can't put a heavyweight in the pound per pound because, you know, you're not moving. You haven't moved up in weight classes because most heavyweights start at heavyweight. So I'm just keeping it a buck. But yeah, man, yeah, that dude ain't in nobody's pound. He ain't in mine. Like I said, he got like a few more fights to go. Now, if he fight Steve Fulton or something and he beats Steve Fulton, then yeah, we could revisit that conversation. Like I said, I didn't put Shakur Stevenson in the pound per pound until after he beat Valdez. I think now Tank deserves a spot in the pound per pound because at the end of the day, Tank is knocking people out. Now, you could put a question mark and Tank is selling tickets. And I feel like Devin definitely earned a spot in there because Devin is undisputed. I got to say something about Devin Haney that's just real talk. And I'm not like being biased towards him because, you know, I've spoken to his father and I'll talk to his father occasionally. But behind the scenes, people don't say nothing but good things about Devin Haney. It's so funny. People really see the talent in him. Do you know how many people say that, you know what I'm saying? They be talking about, man, I would love to. I hear this from fighters. I hear this from trainers. I've talked to them. They say, man, I would love to work with Devin Haney. And that just goes to show you how special he is. You know, you hear retired fighters say, man, Devin is special. And I do feel that he's special. As far as Devin's like punching power, Devin haven't developed his man strength yet. He's still 23. And I think Devin, when he moves up, I think Devin is going to grow into his man strength, into his body. I think when he hit 140 and when 140 and then probably eventually 147, I think Devin is going to start. You're going to start seeing Devin like accumulate more knockouts. I don't think he's ever going to be, you know, I don't ever think he's going to hit like Arthur Beterbiev or have even Triple G type of power. But I think Devin is going to be able to get more stoppages as he grows into his man body, because he still ain't there yet. He haven't developed even this. Even when you hit 21, you still haven't developed your man strength yet. That's why a lot of these NBA players, they don't reach they heights until after the 25, between 26 and 30. That's when you start to see the real man strength. Like, look where Giannis is at 25, 26. That's what I'm talking about. When Devin get around that age range, you gonna see it. When Devin hit that, you know what I'm saying? When Devin move up in weight and his man strength kick in, like I said, that's when you gonna start to see more knockouts. You know, that's when you gonna start to see it. I think he'll be fine. But for right now, he just can box circles around you. That's just basically what he could do. He could just outbox you. Well, a lot of these people that sit up here and be saying, "Oh, Devin ain't got no power. He ain't got this. He ain't that." And Shakur Stevenson ain't developed his man strength yet. Shakur Stevenson is only 24. Wait till Shakur Stevenson hit 26, 27. You see he can put you on. You see Shakur Stevenson can put you on your ass. Wait till Shakur Stevenson hit that 26, 27. That's when you're going to start seeing him like stopping people. Once again, when Shakur Stevenson move up in weight, he going to start stopping people. I'm going to be honest with you. Shakur Stevenson sometimes be kind of holding back sometimes. Like, I know he liked to play and say, man, Shakur could have stopped Valdez if he wanted to, but you know, he beat him down, so that was like good enough. That was good enough. And then that was good. Boy, like I said, it's gonna hurt me really bad because I like Shakur Stevenson and I really like Devin and I like Tank too. But eventually, all these dudes go and Keyshawn Davis. Then you got the up and coming Duke Reagan dude. All these dudes eventually they're gonna have to see each other. That's gonna be the sad part. Yeah, Logic. Shakur can box. I was there. He just one of them dudes. He just liked to like beat you down. But if he would have stepped on the gas, he could have got Valdez up out of there. But you know, Valdez is always dangerous. But you know, sometimes you got to go for gusto. I think he had Valdez to a point. Valdez was looking for a way out. Valdez, it was kind of funny. Valdez wanted to quit. You know how somebody like poured it on, then they pushed back a little bit. Because Valdez was looking, he was ready to like throw in the towel. And like I said before, all these dudes, they're going to have to see each other. Yeah, I think Boots is the real deal, but you know what, Logic, you got to understand something. You didn't see this with boxing. He might not get to see those guys like Errol Spence and Crawford. Because he what you call the next wave. He kind of in a different generation. You know, Errol Spence is 31, 32. Crawford is 30, 34. So he might not get to see those guys. He gonna have to worry about guys like Virgil Ortiz and those guys. That's gonna be a fight. That's gonna be the fight for the ages. But at the end of the day, you still got these politics in boxing. And it bothers me. And I have to say this. This is just real talk. I'm not one of these dudes that sit up here and say what the promoters want me to say, what fighters want me to say, and what the cornball fanboys say. Look, at the end of the day, fights can be made. If people really put forth an effort, I'm going to just tell you something. Fights can be made. If people would put their pride aside, if people would stop having grudges against each other and stop worrying about what happened in the past and do what's best for boxing, which is give people the fights that they want to see. At this point, we don't care if a fighter loses. We just want to see the best fights being made. And everybody needs to do their part. Everybody needs to put forth an effort. You know what they should do? And this is real talk. Everybody should have their hand forced. Golden Boy, they should call Matchroom. They should call all these, the PBC, all these top. There's some kind of power lunch or have a conference call. They all should get together and say, look, we want fights made. They need to get the networks and they need to be like, look, we got to stop this stuff. Because these networks could do a joint pay-per-view. At the end of the day, what it come down to, a lot of these networks, they just don't want to spend no money no more to promote a fight. But at the same time, they want us to do all the work. It's funny, they want us to do all the work and stuff and help promote these fights, but then when we call in a favor or when we want to get credentialed, then they don't want us to be credentialed, or some of us. Like I say, I'm the type of dude that say what people are afraid to say, because like I said, I ain't finna have my head up nobody's ass. For real. They all need to come together. Everybody need to, work in unison to give us the best fights that we want to see. And stop the cap. They all need to have some kind of power lunch or a conference call where everybody just figure this out. Networks, you know what I'm saying? ESPN, Showtime, Fox, whoever involved, the Zone, figure it out and say, you know what, we need to figure out a way to make these fights, and give the fans what they want for the sake of boxing, to save boxing. Because like I said, it ain't no politics. It ain't no politics, it's bullshit. That's all that's going on. Oh, I don't want to work with this guy because he did this to me. Oh, I don't want to work with this fighter because back in the day said this kind of stuff. Lennox Lewis and Riddick Bowe didn't have the same promoters. I think Riddick Bowe was with Rock Newman. Or I think he was with Rock Newman or what's the other dude's name, or Duba. But they didn't have, they didn't all have the same promoter, and they still made fights. Could you imagine Sugar Ray Leonard saying, I don't want to fight Thomas Hearns because he's with another network? Do you know how goofy that sounds? And I'm just going to keep it 100 with you. A lot of these dudes be sounding lame. That's what, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just going to tell the truth. And then you got the goofy fanboys trying to, the fanagers, trying to tell what fighters, what promotional company to be with, like they get a percentage. Like I said before, I'm not telling no fighter what promotional company to sign with. Until I get put on the payroll, like I said, at the end of the day, is these fights be made. They can be made. But you have people behind the scenes that sit up here and be difficult because, like I said, they don't want to, they don't want to work with another person. It's just a lot of politics. Like I told you, man, I'm not finna say what people want me to say. And I'm not finna do like all these other dudes on here sitting up here cheerleading for promoters and promotional companies that don't give a damn about them. And that's just real talk. They sit up here cheering for one dude who don't give a damn about them. But then at the same time, they try to talk all this militant stuff, but then they don't practice what they preach. Like I said before, y'all so pro PBC and so pro Al Heyman, but he had a card that nobody talked about, except me. Like I said, I was the only one in mainstream boxing media that covered that fight. I sent an actual representative to the fight. Like I said, once again, that was just horrible what happened with Steve Fulton. Now the fight sold out. Nobody covered the fight. Not nobody like the circuit, like the big guns. So I'm just saying. I keep telling you, I ain't worried about nobody. I don't answer to nobody. I don't have no boss. I don't check in with nobody. And I'm going to say this again. I don't give a damn about nobody not liking me. I don't care who you is. And that's just real talk. Because you part of the problem. You part of the problem. Like I said, These dudes is faker than a $6 bill. It ain't about who these fighters is getting promoted by. If they got access to the fighter, they don't care what promotional company he with. That's been proven. That's been proven time and time again. So it's cap. Like I said, it was proven this past Saturday that it's cap. It ain't about blackness. It's about access. As long as these dudes talk to you, give you interviews, you don't care who they with. You just play that card with a certain person because he don't be giving y'all access. So that's just really it. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, these fights can be. If everybody would work together in unison, all the fights can be made, and the fans will get the fights longer. And if the fans got the fights they want, they would buy the pay-per-views. But we ain't getting. Then you got to have this long grace period. I don't want to wait 6 years to see certain fights. Now I understand there's certain fights that's a couple of years down the line. That's okay. I understand a fight like Boots Ennis and Virgil Ortiz. That's a fight that's 2 or 3 years down the line. So I understand why not make it now. But all these other fights, they can be made. Like Devin Haney said, he want his next opponent to be either Tank or Vasily Lomachenko. I think it'll be easier to make Lomachenko versus they're promotional free agents that they didn't re-sign with Mayweather Promotions. So like I said, when it comes to these situations, it's just basically who do you believe? Oh, what's up? Yeah, it just basically come down to who do you believe and what's being said and what they tell you. Just like I know for a fact, don't believe the hype. All I'ma say is I ain't finna say no names. All I heard is from one person's team, they ain't been sent no contract. And once again, you have people, I ain't gonna say their names because people seem to get mad. You have people predict themselves and say, hey, I'm not gonna negotiate through the media. But that's what you're doing. When you put out a report, sign the contract, I'll sign my contract. Usually the people that be silent is usually that you might want to believe. Remember this stuff with Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather when Manny Pacquiao kept saying, the contract, and come to find out they wasn't no damn contract until Floyd actually confronted Manny Pacquiao and told him, why was you lying? When Floyd went to the Miami Heat game. All I'm going to say is, don't believe nothing until you see them two dudes, and you know who I'm talking about, sitting side by side, sitting on opposite sides of each other. Like I said, a lot of these dudes be sitting up here clickbaiting and just making up stuff. And don't be knowing what the hell they talking about. Okay? But that's how they roll. That's how they roll. I'm not gonna do that on my channel. I'm not gonna do that. I don't roll like that. Like I said, until you see them dudes, until you hear about an official date and a venue, then don't believe it. Don't believe it. Like Public Enemy say, don't believe the hype. Just got to keep it real, man. But anyway, before I end this stream, I just want to say this much. Like I say, Devin Haney is a stand-up guy. But at this point, they don't owe Kambosos nothing. When I say they don't owe him nothing, they don't owe him a damn thing. The crap that they pulled with the crap that they pulled, that Australia pulled, and then it's like this. They saying contract, and here's the thing. Even if they, from what they're saying, the reports are saying, they still have to pay Kambosos money even if they move up in weight. So my thing is, why not bring Kambosos to the States? Like I said, Devin them is the A side, man. I'm like, dude, you got the States, bro. I would just pay dude whatever, a finder's fee or whatever. Not a finder's fee. I'll just pay him. I'll just give him an incentive. Give him a little, just give him something extra. Just be like, hey, we will fight you again, but you got to fight us in the States. You got to fight us in Vegas. Because I'm just going to keep it 100. The fight is more valuable. Devin Haney, Kambosos 2 is more valuable being in the States. Because you're going to get more media. You're going to get more publicity. Nobody look, man, I'm just going to keep it 100. Nobody don't want to go to no Australia. Nobody don't want to be on no plane for no 18 hours. You put that fight in the States, it gets more publicity. It gets, it's a better look than sitting up here like doing this over again. It'll do better. It'll sell better. It'll get more promotion, and it'll generate more money for everybody involved. That's the truth. That fight is more valuable being out here than it is in Australia. That's just real talk. You cannot sit up there and tell me, and you don't need 40,000 people. Due to the fact that Devin Haney was able to draw over 1 million people. They saying the fight peaked somewhere in a million and some change. So why not do it again? Why not take advantage, put it back on ESPN, do it all over again? That's just real talk. Bring that fight to the States. The fight is more valuable being in the States than it is being in Australia. Because like I said, don't nobody want to travel to Australia. You're going to get more mainstream media that's going to come to that fight if it's in Las Vegas or if it's in the States. Like I said, I'm not going to no Australia. And then based off the fact, I got it. They probably not going to be in Australia. So I might have the same problem that Bill had. So, you know what? And then ask yourself this. This is just real talk. Who want to pay thousands of dollars? If you a media member, who want to go through customs and all that kind of stuff? Where you could just fly to Las Vegas and buy a damn ticket, get a hotel room. So I'm just keeping it 100. When I see Bob Arum, I'm going to try to ask him about that. Why not bring that? Look, man, contracts are made to be broken. If you got chicks that can break prenuptial agreements, you damn sure can break that contract. If you pay George Kambosos Jr. an extra $200,000, he'll bring his ass to the States. So just stop it. Ain't nobody trying to hear that stuff. I'm just keeping it a buck, man. Just telling the truth. Anyway, thanks for listening. It's your boy Town Biz. I'm out.